welcome to Affirmations. Thank you all so much for returning. Thank you for my subscribers, and for those who are new, you are welcome. I'm hoping everybody is having a great week, trying to have a little fire for us. We'll see how long it lasts. Hoping all is going well. Wishing everyone mental, spiritual, emotional, and physical health. And praying that for my mother as well, who's in the hospital as we speak. So speedy recovery to her. And hoping everybody's week went well. Also hoping everyone is keeping warm. And also encouraging everyone to consider, let's see if I can find my little box. For those of you who are new, each week we will pull from the self-therapy card deck, where I normally use these with clients who want to continue to reach counseling goals, which they've done with counseling, or if you want to do some self-growth. These can be, you can get these on Amazon. At some point I will have them in my store, okay? So again, something to consider. Also today, wanted to introduce everyone to this particular book, and I will start speaking from this book. This is an important book, I think, for all of us to have. It's called, let's see if I can back this up a little bit, Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome, America's Legacy of Enduring Injury and Healing by Dr. Joy DeGruy. Okay, you can get that on Amazon. At some point I will be carrying that in my store as well. Very important. I will post a video of her in the comments section. She did an excellent presentation of really talking about how we're still affected today by the legacies of slavery. And as you all know, we talk about positive affirmations, but we also talk about how the effects of slavery is still affecting us today from a counseling perspective, okay? Let's see. And so with that, we'll get started with our saying, death and life in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Have you been feeding yourself fresh or rotten fruit? I always want to be mindful of what we think as well as what we speak, especially the self-talk that we are doing to ourselves, okay? Or doing with ourselves, rather, okay? And so what I'll do is, again, I pull the stones and we're going to mix them up. I'll close my eyes and see what we're going to speak from today, okay? Let's see. Let's see, what are we going to get today? And also in the description area, there's also information about counseling. Those of you who have insurance, those of you who don't, as well as some information about, how to help loved ones who are struggling with self-harm, okay? I want to make sure everybody's safe out there, okay? Especially during these holiday seasons, there's a lot going on, a time of loss. A lot of people are reflecting. People say it's the happiest time of the year, but a lot of people struggle during this time, okay? All right, let's see what we got. All right, we got the meditations. We got the sandstone, which is the meditation card section. Okay, let's see what they got. We've been getting these a little bit. I think we all could use a little quiet meditation with life stresses. Hey, life definitely has its ups and downs. And kind of just pops up out of nowhere, just always reminding us that we're not in control of things, but we are in control of, how we choose to approach it. And, again, always life has a way of reminding us that the Most High is the one that kind of decides all things, okay? So let's see what we're going to get. I'm going to split it down the middle and pick the one. I'm going to do the right today. Let's see what we got. Okay. It says classical music, more than any other type of music, lowers the heart rate and calms down the brain. Okay. Listen to a beautiful classical song in silence with your eyes closed. Check your pulse at the beginning and then at the end of the song. Okay. So that's something for us to try this week. And again, I think different music affects people differently. And so you might try that with different types of music. We know something, it may not just be classical, it may be some other type of music that you might want to try to take your pulse before and after to see which one and how it affects you and how it affects your mood, okay? All right, something to think about. But definitely, music is so powerful. I definitely think about how music has been healing to our people, especially spiritual music. But all forms of music have a way of changing our moods immediately. It's amazing how powerful it is. So, definitely music in times of stress. Okay, let's see what else we're going to pick today. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, I got the pyrite stone. Okay, and that's a work deck. Oh, wow. Some people, I hope work is going well. I know some people's work is seasonal, where it's more stressful at the end of the year. And for some people's work, it slows down at the end of the year. So I'm hoping you all are finding work-life balance. Okay, so let's see what we're going to get. Okay, that one flipped over. Okay, let's see what it says. If my purpose and my career could be one, what would I be doing? That's a great question. If your purpose and your career could be the same thing, what would that be? And sometimes it takes us our whole life to figure that out. We kind of, work to survive, or we end up with a job. And then over time, we realize that we have certain purposes in life, or feel like we have a passion to a thing. And then trying to figure out, how can I align the two? Okay. And, you know, what does it mean if I can't figure that out? A lot of times when we start getting a certain age, and sometimes we feel like life is kind of speeding up, and we sometimes may even have an idea of a passion of something we want to pursue or do. And it seems like we're not quite getting there, And so we have to sometimes, like you say, separate the two, and except that we're definitely not in control, and we can try to combine the two. But if we find ourselves not being able to find something passionate outside of work, sometimes people volunteer, and sometimes people create, come up with new creations, and figure out a way to share them with others. Okay. This YouTube channel definitely has been one of mine, an opportunity to kind of talk and share not only my professional work as a therapist, but also to looking at how spirituality ties into that, especially with us as a people, and looking at trauma from how it's affected us over time, and how we're still playing out a lot of those things from slavery. Okay. So just sometimes it takes just getting creative and sitting down and thinking and trying the thing, bringing out the kid in ourselves to figure that out. Okay. Okay. So let's see. So we're going to go to affirmations. Let's see what our affirmation is, and then we'll kind of read from the book to see what it's talking about. Okay. We'll read from the book and see what it's talking about. Looks like this is all upside down, but I guess it's okay. Okay. Yeah. Look like our fire went out, guys. We're towards the end. I guess it's perfect timing. Yeah. And so I'm wondering, how, is everybody doing with this end of the year approaching? Looking back for goals that you may have set for yourself. Does it feel like things kind of have, you were able to kind of meet these goals, or along the way that you realized that you had to kind of change your perspective on some things? And be flexible. Okay. Look like we got 3. I'm going to read them. The first one says, honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. Honesty. That is such a powerful statement. A lot of times we wish that people could be truthful with us and honest. But what's more powerful is, can we be honest with ourselves? Okay. Because we can actually lie to ourselves sometimes. Sometimes when we want something to be true, we can lie to ourselves and make it so. But again, the truth is what is always going to set us free and help us be able to heal. And sometimes the truth is not pretty, but when we face it, if we're able to, um, deal with the truth and heal and better ourselves, we come out stronger. And a lot of times it will push us to where we're actually supposed to be in this life. Okay. So by denying our honesty, a lot of times it is blocking where the Most High is kind of wanting us, okay, or how we're going to help other people. Let's see, sometimes honesty allows us to be able to share our truth with other people, okay, and help them heal. Judgment, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. It's so tricky with judgment. That's a tricky one. I think I'm going to save that one for last because I'm going to read that one. I'm going to go to gratitude and I'm going to go back to judgment. Gratitude, I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. Yeah. Are you thankful for your life and the opportunities that's been presented to you? Or are we sometimes not satisfied and not thankful for what has been decided? Because a lot of times we may want a thing, but then the Most High presents us with what He decides, where He wants us. Okay, so gratitude, being thankful for the opportunities that are presented to us. Okay, let me see this judgment. Let's see what they're talking about regarding judgment, because that's an important one. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges, and that is so tricky because we do put judgment on other people. We want people to believe and think how we think. And when they don't, sometimes we can get angry and frustrated, and we forget that everyone is here. Everyone is here on their own journeys, okay? We are all spirit, right? We're all the same in that aspect. We are spiritual beings. It's only the roles that the Most High has put us in here on earth that make us seem different. The biggest lessons that the Most High has put us in, that He wants us to learn at the end of it all, is love. There are so many situations in this physical dimension that it is possible to look past. It's very difficult to look past the illusions. And sometimes see yourself in everyone. Whenever we see something in other people, sometimes that we don't like, a lot of times we struggle with those same issues. Sometimes, okay? So it's making our peace with that everyone has a choice to their journey, and they may not agree with us. But a lot of times when we find ourselves annoyed, ask ourselves, do I struggle with that sometimes? Each soul, the Most High has placed in certain struggles, okay? And our job is trying to figure out how not to be super critical of how someone goes about how they remove their obstacles, but to assist them, just to assist them, okay? And to offer a kind suggestion, but not to be angry if they choose their own way. Most High has given us spirit and tools of compassion and empathy to help us see through the eyes of others, okay, and be empathetic. And that's something we have to practice. Sometimes our ego teaches us that making other people feel insignificant or inferior will allow us to feel better about ourselves, but it actually does the opposite. That's an illusion. By diminishing others, it diminishes ourselves. Okay. And it's said that when you find someone who puts other people down, a lot of times it tells you how they feel about themselves. Okay. Let's see. And so, as a golden rule, treat others the way you would want to be treated. Everyone is here to teach you something about yourself. Accept the lesson with love and understanding. And sometimes it's loving lessons and sometimes harsh. Okay. And with that, guys, I want to thank you all so much for joining me again. And I am wishing everyone a really great week ahead. And I'm going to leave you with our other saying: a fool's mouth is his destruction, and his lips are a snare of his soul. And I will catch you all next time. Bye.